g'day. How you going? What do you know? We'll strike a light. G'day, g'day. And how you going? Just say g'day, 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 and you'll be right.
Now we come to the portion of the service before we do our Bible study that we address some end times news and trends that are happening as it relates to Bible prophecy. In today's end times prophecy update, there's a couple of things I just wanted to bring to your attention. And usually on the Communion Sundays, we keep it a little briefer for time's sakes and for time reasons. The first thing as we continue to monitor what's going on as the tensions continue to mount within the Middle East. There was a report out of Ynet News that talked about Gazans prepare for possible war with Israel with surprise drill. So the Interior Ministry conducted a surprise drill on Wednesday for Hamas and other security and rescue forces in the Strip, using information from the Israeli Defense Force Home Front Command on seeking shelter in time of attack. The exercise, which lasted about 12 hours, drilled different scenarios of Israel attack on the Gaza Strip, which were based on incidents that took place during the 2014 Operation Protective Edge. I say this and I bring this to your attention because it seems like there's constant drills, there's constant preparation for war in Israel and within the surrounding nations as well. This region is getting closer and closer for the real deal. It's just a matter of time for the fulfillment of these wars to take place. Psalm 83, Ezekiel 38. And there's been many other reports that I've read and heard about other wars taking place within the next 3 to 5 months. So between now till at least possibly May, more wars can possibly break out. Big wars has been some of the reports. But again, it's one of those things. We're aware of it. We'll see how time plays out on this. On another front, report on new Iranian base, a message to world powers, also according to Ynet News. The Fox report on the new Iranian base built in Syria isn't coincidental. It is a strategic move aimed first and foremost at spurring on the world powers, U.S. and Russia, to take action. The exposure of nearly completed base in 2 cities northwest of Damascus was done for tactical reasons to indicate the Iranians that they are being watched and that they can't build bases on that they can be used for storage and launch of surface-to-air, surface-to-surface missiles threatening Israel's military and civil home fronts. These 2 particular cities that it was mentioned are located on the road from Damascus to another border which is in Lebanon area, where most of Hezbollah's strongholds are located, as well as the heavy long-range missiles and rockets the Lebanese organization has received from Iran and Syria. So it is possible new bases to serve as sort of an inventory warehouse for missiles that will be transferred to Lebanon in the event of war with Israel. So again, more of the pushing the Iranian agenda for Ezekiel 38, it's all coming to pass. We're starting to see more of these pieces of the puzzle. We've talked about the military bases, but it continues to build. That's the thing, the escalation of all these events. In dealing with Syria, you're also having to deal with Russia. Russia is also part of Ezekiel 38. There was another interesting report that talked about them, and this was out of the Times of Israel, how Putin boasts of the new Russian nuclear weapons that can't be intercepted. So Russia's has tested an array of new strategic weapons that can't be intercepted. The country's President Vladimir Putin announced on Thursday making technological breakthrough that would be dramatically increase militaries of Russia's capabilities and boost the Kremlin's global position. Speaking in a State of the Union speech, Putin said that the weapons included a nuclear-powered cruise missile, a nuclear-powered underwater drone, with new hypersonic missile. He said in the new creation of weapons as made NATO's U.S. military defense useless, and means an effective end to describe the Western efforts to the stymie Russian developments. Most of these things, they say it's undetected. It will be detected. With Israel's technology, U.S. technology, it's not going to go unnoticed. But it could have just been blowing smoke in that particular speech, but it's one of those things to keep an eye out for, the amount of weapons and nuclear arm that Russia does have. And then another interesting thing to say, and I'll close with this, is the importance of gathering information. And sometimes we need to sort out even the sources, even though you can maybe trust a particular source, that we have to be careful what we're saying, what we're believing, and understanding. Here's a case in point. For example, these two articles out of the Jerusalem Post. One earlier on talked about how U.S. peace plan to include East Jerusalem as Palestinian capital. And then there was another report a couple days later that talked about how allies have not seen drafted Middle East peace plan as U.S. official says. So it can easily believe the first report, and then you read the second article, and then you kind of dismiss the first. And you wonder, well, what's true? Did they see it? Did they not? Is this part of the negotiations? Which it could be. It may not be. We don't know. It's just one of those things, and I bring that up because the importance of gleaning information from many resources. How we need to cross-check and to double-check when presenting some information, when we're gathering information. It's easy to believe one report and how certain things may happen. But it's also important to make sure we do cross-reference and double-check if we can some of the references before we present or talk to other people. Here's an article, and again, here's what the article did say. So we sometimes need to have or take things with a grain of salt. Depends on what it's talking about. So it's important, I'm saying this to make sure we have the right resources and the right information. And of course, there's certain news sources that we just don't trust anymore. They've proven untrustworthy, like the CNNs, the MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the like, and others like them, because of their false narratives that they put their twisted political agenda and spin on things. If they didn't do that, then they probably could still be trusted. But because they put their own political spin on most of these things, and particularly when it comes to U.S. Political stuff, especially how they're all against President Trump. If they weren't against him, the narrative would be different. But I say all this just to bring a word of caution when listening to the different news reports. And even the YouTube channels out there, we still need to be cautious and careful. Check all things if we can. Again, we want to present accurate information to each and every one. But I just want to say this as a word of warning, to be careful, to be discerning, and of course, we all need to be alert on what's happening with all the things that are going on around us. And that concludes today's update. Until next time, God bless.